Hey folks, it's Florida Deere. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to do a little tilling action with the GX345 and the 42-inch hydraulic tiller that I did the install video on so we can see how it tills. So before we get too far into this video, if you like this video, please hit the like button. That would help me out. And if you want to see more videos about John Deere garden tractors, as well as John Deere 1 Series tractors, you can hit the subscribe button too. It's in your lower right-hand corner. And so what we're doing today is this is my buddy Thomas's GX345. I'm going to be selling it for him, and his tiller as well. Certainly it's a package deal if somebody wants it. Hopefully by the time most of you watch this video, it will be gone, but we'll see about that. And this kind of goes back to my first video that I ever put on YouTube, which was also with a 42-inch hydraulic tiller, but it happened to be on my 445. So this is a much smaller tractor, I would say, and a much lighter weight, but it's actually doing pretty good, not upending the front end despite the weight on the back of the tractor. It's really not doing wheelies or really having a hard time steering. The 445 was a more substantial tractor, but I guess the tiller, which is about the same tiller, was so far out behind, behind the 3-point hitch that it did kind of make the front end pretty light. I could still till with it, but it was better to have suitcase weights on that particular tractor. And this is the part that I tilled last night when it was dark. I couldn't really see what was going on. It does kind of lurch the tractor forward, so I'm used to the rear rotation tine tiller on the 445, which was the other hydraulic tiller that I used. I actually used a small 30-inch on a 430 at one time as well from a buddy, same buddy that actually owns this tractor. And then of course I have a rear PTO driven 540 tiller on the 1023. That's a 4-footer regular mechanical tiller. So those are the 4 tillers I've worked with. We'll see how this one operates. As I said before, despite not having any extra weight on the front of this tractor and the relatively heavy tiller on the back of this tractor, it actually ended up being really easy to steer, and I didn't get any really serious wheelies or anything trying to juice the gas unless I was backing up and then hit the forward pedal or something like that. Now I will say this, the tractor is light enough. It's still a heavy duty garden tractor, compared to, like, say your big box tractors from other places, but it's still light enough to where when the forward tines on the tiller hit some harder earth, harder dirt, roots or whatever, it launches the tractor forward a little bit, and that's not something you really get with a rear tine tiller. So that's a little bit, the difference between the two. And then also with my 1023, it's obviously a much bigger tractor, so it really doesn't get launched forward because those are rear tines. And I did kind of figure out here, see, in my 1023 with the rear PTO driven tiller, you can back up and go forward without the PTO shutting off. With the safety features on the GX345, the PTO will shut off if you back up. Probably if you hold it up, I'm thinking like you would with a mower deck, I think it would probably continue to turn. I didn't actually check that. I probably could get out there and check that, but that was not a big issue. It's just something I'm not used to, because when I have the bush hog or the tiller on the 1023, I can back up, go forward, and not have to worry about what the PTO is doing. Now on the 1023, if you're mowing grass, you do have to worry about the backing up and hitting the button to make sure that it keeps the PTO running. But that's a mid PTO, where the tiller and the bush hog are a rear PTO. So this actually tilled pretty good, if you don't have tons of money and stuff, but you have enough money to afford a tractor that's, about this size and stuff. And this tractor also comes with a 54-inch deck, so we're willing to sell it for with tractor and deck, or throw in the tiller too for a package price. Hopefully when most of you watch this video, hopefully it'll already be gone, but if it's not, you can reach out. I don't generally make sales pitches in my videos because I'm generally not selling stuff other than maybe occasional parts, but that's sort of the background on this. I'm selling it for a buddy that's got a number of other things going on, so I told him that I would take care of it. But anyways, you can continue to watch the work that's done here and tell me what you think. If you think this is a good enough tiller, or if you prefer a more conventional mechanical tiller, or if you're a rear tine tiller kind of guy. So anyways, thanks for watching. Okay, so you got to see the work, and this is actually the work with it being done. That's a different type of dirt over there, more or less hard pan rather than topsoil. This is sort of, weedy or grassy topsoil. So it didn't do as good a job as my other hydraulic tiller or the mechanical tiller I have, but those are, mounted to bigger, more powerful machines, so that could be part of the issue as well. And then over here it didn't do a very good job, but that's because this was just, over here it was uneven and very weedy, like tall weedy, and probably didn't really get a chance to dig in. But over here, I think it worked out pretty good. Now I need to come out here with the loader and kind of go over this to flatten it out, make sure it's nice and even. Maybe throw down some ryegrass or something, we'll see. And as I mentioned in the other video with the install, there was a gentleman that reached out and was asking about a heavy-duty cylinder, but these don't require a heavy-duty cylinder. The stock cylinder is what you see here, and it moves the tiller up and down just fine. So I appreciate you watching the video. If you like it, hit the like button for me. And if you wanted to see more videos, you can hit the subscribe button as well. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.